what am I doing with my life? I need to figure it out right now. Pressure is put on us by so many different things, from family members, from TV, from social media. I need to figure it all out. The thing is, welcome back. My name is Reese. I'm a mindset and abundance coach and creator of Yes Supply and the Yes Supply Method coaching certification. So in this video, I'm going to be reacting to an interview that was done with Tony Robbins and Dr. Oz. So I'm going to just turn it on and let you know what I think.
Hey, so I've heard a little bit, but just tell me for real fast, what if there's one concern you have, what is it for you?
Anxiety.
Anxiety, and what tends to trigger that?
I feel like I'm at the point in my life where I need to figure out what I'm doing with my life, like right now.
Okay, and so that pressure inside is really affecting you. How about for yourself?
Fear of failure, loss.
I feel like that is such a common fear. What am I doing with my life? I need to figure it out right now. And I feel like that pressure is put on us by so many different things, from family members, from TV, from social media. I need to figure it all out. The thing is, the world is changing so quickly. We're changing so quickly. And so one thing that we can also remember is, as long as we're learning something, as long as we're doing what we enjoy, every single thing that we do is an experience that can inform our future. So rather than looking at what we're going through right now as a waste, see it as you're building experience, you're having life experience, and somehow what you do in the future, you might look back and say, I'm so glad I did that, because it's going to lead me to where it is that I want to go.
Okay, and what causes that? What triggers that most for you?
I've had losses in life. I've had losses, from my family, and I've always been really success oriented.
Okay.
So I always want to exceed. I'm kind of an overachiever in a sense.
And if you don't, it's not consistent with your identity, so it creates a pain.
Exactly.
I get it. How about for you?
That's so interesting, because she's saying, I'm an overachiever. I always want to achieve. She even gets her physiology in it. You can tell she's really passionate about it. And there's so many things that it can be there. So he's saying it's in line with her identity. Absolutely. It could also be a part. It could be that a part of her when she was growing up, how she was seen or how she was shown love was when she was performing, when she was, being outstanding. And sometimes we try to live up to those things just to get love from the people around us. And when we can love ourselves for who we are, whether or not we're performing or overachieving, that's how we can find so much more comfort in our bodies.
Business owner, and just getting people on board with my idea. I don't have that niche market. Okay. And so doing my business plan has been so difficult because I'm creating something that's new. Okay. And it's failure almost too, in a sense where, how do I succeed and get people on board and invest and, make this world a better place through my idea?
And real quick.
I get overwhelmed, and right now I'm overwhelmed because I just found out my mom has stage 3 ovarian cancer. And yesterday I was in Toronto with her and literally drove home so I could be here with you. Wow. So I could get your perspective on it, because I'm trying to stay super positive, but I also have to manage my life.
Yes.
And I live here, so sorting that out.
Let me, in a couple of minutes, let me just introduce all of you to just a simple understanding of concept. All of you have targets, things that you're after. If you're gonna get a new result, if you're gonna grow your business, if you're gonna be able to support your mom, if you're gonna get rid of the anxiety, if you're gonna be able to overachieve and not have all that fear inside of you, you obviously need to get a new result. You're gonna have to get new action. We all know that. You don't get new results with old actions. Doing the
Just seeing this right now is such a good reminder why it's so important to either have a one-on-one coach or have a therapist or have someone in your life that you really trust that you can talk to, because, coming on a show like this and then sharing information like a parent has cancer, something really, really deep. This coach, Tony, he's trying to fit everything within 5 minutes. He's trying to share this for everyone in the audience. And so that person who just shared what she's going through with her mom, chances are, especially being a trauma sensitive coach, you want to be able to give that person the time and energy and space to, unload what they're going through and go through the emotions. And he kind of heard her sentence and then had to walk away and walk to the flipboard. I think it's so important to, be aware of this as a coach and as a client of, are we bringing up what we're going through in the right situation? as the coach, are they able to give the person the time? Maybe it would have been good to start this off by saying, let's talk about more like lighthearted things rather than deep emotional things, because we might not have enough time to process any emotions that come up. So that's just an interesting thought that came up there.
Same thing.
Exactly.
What human beings can do, this is a human being, believe it or not, I majored in art. What human beings can do is amazing. What they will do is usually disappointing. It's not because we're not capable of it. It's because we don't have new actions, because we get in certain emotional states that dominate us, like anxiety, like fear of failure, right? Like the fear of the loss of your mother as an example. So if you're in a state of fear, you're going to behave very differently and get very different results. That's what that means right there. Than if you were in a place of being courageous or bold or warm or connected or playful, any of those. So the most important key to...
And this is always easier said than done, right? It's easy to say, okay, yeah, let's just be courageous, but we got to bring our body there too. We got to bring our energy there too. It's not just a matter of just thinking of a different thought. A lot of the time we need to do the inner work, the inner processing too, in order to be able to get to that place. And oftentimes in life, we're just going through a traumatic experience. And so we can't force ourselves out of that emotion. We need to just sit with it for a minute, be human for a minute before we can move forward. And also, if you want to learn more about becoming a six-figure coach, head to the link down below and sign up for my 5 shifts of a six-figure coach masterclass. I go into creating a signature program, how to attract your dream clients, how to know who you want to be as a coach, and how to stand out in the coaching world.
Changing your life in any situation is, to change results, you got to change behavior. But to change behavior, you got to change the emotional state you're in. Now, how do you do that when you don't feel like it, right? Or it feels overwhelming? There are 2 ways, and I've done this with the greatest athletes in the world. I've done this with 4 different presidents of the United States. I've done it with billionaire clients. All you have to do to change your state is not try to think your way there. Like, I'm happy, I'm happy, I'm happy, and do a bunch of affirmations. Your brain's gonna go, BS, you are not happy, right? What you need to do is make a radical change in the way you use what we call your physiology. It's a big word. It just means the way you use your physical body. The way I'm speaking right now, because I got 5 minutes also, is sped up just a little bit. But if I said to you, there's a depressed person behind curtain number 1 over there, and I'll donate $100,000 to your best charity, your favorite charity, if you could describe what they're like physically. Tell me what's their posture like if they're depressed. You tell me.
Slumped over.
Slump. Where's their head? Where's their head?
Down.
Down. Are they breathing full or shallow?
Shallow.
And are they talking really fast or more slow?
Slow.
Loud or quiet?
Probably quiet.
You're all saying the same thing. How's that possible? Because you've all practiced this crap before, haven't you? No. But here's what you can find. If you take that same person and you...
It's so interesting how we subconsciously just know this about physiology without even being trained on it ahead of time.
Change the tempo at which they move. You bring their shoulders back and change their breathing pattern. If they make a faster gesture, if they speak more rapidly, it fires off a different biochemistry in you. And in that state, you will take radically different actions. In fact, I've taught this for 40 years. And about 3 years ago, Harvard finally did a study where they proved what I did worked, and they called it these power positions. And what they showed was, if you stand, everyone can try this, stand up just for a moment if you want. Everybody.
The thing about this, these power positions, they can be very powerful. And one thing to think about is, how can we get a change that lasts even outside of just doing that power position? So someone might change their pose, change their breathing, everything like that, and they feel better for 10 minutes or an hour or a day. But how can we get that to be something that becomes a new pattern? And so we want to be thinking longer term as well. So they might want to use hypnosis, they might want to do EFT, they might want to integrate new things into their daily routines. You know, we were talking about Joe Dispenza earlier, daily meditations, things that allow those changes to really concrete, and so they're part of the subconscious mind and part of who this person is long term, not just changing for 10 minutes.
Homes can try it as well. So do something really silly. Put both your hands on your hips like Wonder Woman or Superman or that stuff, right? If you stand like this and you breathe deep for just 2 minutes, what the science found was that you will absolutely increase your testosterone by 20%, man or woman. You'll drop your cortisol, which, as you know, is the stress hormone, by 22%, and you're 33% more likely to take action if you wouldn't have before, because fear would have stopped you. Now, I don't have people just stand like this. I have people move, use their voice, make radical changes in their bodies. You can have a seat just to get a feel. I know we're short on time, but you can try it later and you'll feel it after 2 minutes. Or, you know, somebody who's, puts their arms back like this and their feet up, that'll produce the same state. It produces more certainty in you. And that certainty gets you to take different actions. So if you are in a situation, you think of the worst scenario, your mom dying, no, my business goes under, I never achieve at the level I need to, all the things I have anxiety about, the minute you focus on them, you go into those states of fear, and then you behave fearful, and you get lousy results.
I do agree with him when we're in that state of fear, whether it's the things that are happening in our life or just looking at social media, looking at the news, being bombarded with all the negative things that are happening in the world, it definitely can create that fear, and that fear just gets us stuck and not being able to move forward and not having the energy to even want to do anything.
And we get lousy results. What does it do to your brain? You go, see, I told you I couldn't do this. It becomes this negative loop. So how do we break out of it? We change our focus by asking better questions. Everybody in this room can try this. Just right now, answer this question in your mind. What is it in your life that you're proud of? If there's something you could feel really proud of right now by focusing on it, your children, yourself, something you accomplished, you did, how many can think of something you could feel proud of? And I don't mean fake pride, ego pride, like where you're making things up. I mean, well, you really did something you're proud of. Good.
Mine is probably my 2 natural births.
Right now, close your eyes and focus on how it feels when you're really proud. Focus on that moment you're proud of. How do you breathe when you feel really proud? And if you're a little kid, what happens to your face when you're really proud? You don't hide it, right? There's that big smile on your face. Raise your hand if you can feel these feelings right now. Everyone here, just say aye if you got it.
Aye.
Awesome. Try one more real fast. Think of something that you could be really grateful for or excited. Pick either one. Something you could be grateful for, a person, a moment, or something if you wanted to that you could be excited about. Let's use excited for a moment. Okay. How many could think of something in your life that if you focused on it, you could feel excited? All right? Close your eyes. And just for a moment, all we're doing is changing your focus. Focus on what could excite you. Feel like it's really happening. Your mom's healing, you break through in the business.
It's so cool to see people's faces and physiology in the audience when they're thinking of something that excites them.
You're achieving the level you want. Anxiety is rid from my life. I'm on charge, I'm on top of it. How do you breathe when you feel really excited? And then try this. When you're a little kid, you probably made noises the hell of it until people told you not to. Make a noise of excitement, a sound of excitement. Go ahead in your bodies, all of you. Do it again. One more. Open your eyes. How many feel that feeling in your body right now?
Yeah.
So if we change the state you're in, just
Yeah, they definitely all look happier.
by changing our focus or the way we use our bodies strongly. Now, if you say, I'm going to change my body, like I have people do firewalks sometimes or skydiving, and you go, they're scared, and they go, Mr. Robbins said that I should change my physiology, okay? Oh, shoot, it didn't work. It's got to be a radical change, right? Here's my question for all of you. If you focus on what you want, life has probabilities. There's no guarantees, but you increase them when you change your state. And that's really what this is all about. Learning to change your body and learning to change your focus. And I'm going to invite all 4 of you to seminars so you'll experience this for 4 days.
Okay, so I definitely agree with what Tony Robbins is saying. I know it's definitely easier said than done, but he only had about 5 minutes there to go through the whole process, so I get it. But yeah, some big things that I'm taking away from that are when we're working with someone, wanting to be aware of what it is that we're going through or what it is that they're going through so we can give them the time and space to process it. And then also at the end of a session, checking for ecology, make sure that they feel safe to, get off the call and to go back into their day. And so if they're talking about something really, really deep, wanting to have that time and space for them. But thanks so much for watching. If you like this, give it a thumbs up. Let me know what you thought below in the comments and also hit that subscribe button. And if you want to learn about becoming a 6-figure coach, then head to my free masterclass where I talk about the shifts of a 6-figure coach. I go into creating your signature program, how to attract the clients that you want, how to step into the identity of the coach that you want to become, and much more. So you can find that in the link down below.